Alright, welcome back everyone. This year, new project day, the ROKR steam engine, industrial power mechanical gears, 14 and up. Evidently it's got a forwards and backwards trailer, obviously. 3-speed manual control. What we got to say? It says it's a 5 out of 5 difficulty. Comes with a lamp and a bench, because steam engines were used so often around parks. What did I say? It's got the trailer, the wagon, steam engine. Evidently, there's a light because it says luminous chimney. So I'm assuming something's lit up It looks like a cotton puff or something in that cotton ball there or something there to make it look like it's out there. I've mentioned before, a friend of the family actually had a steam engine when I was a kid back in the 80s, and it sat behind his workshop for years because I think the term he used was scale. All the fittings and pipes and everything in it had scaled, so it wasn't safe. It was basically a bomb. Then sometime after I graduated high school, he retired and went through and replaced everything that needed to be replaced and fired that thing up. Had to be somewhere around, let's say, somewhere between 95 and 2000. But I kept hearing a train whistle going, and I couldn't figure out what it was. It was his steam engine. And that was, and I say he was close enough for me to hear that, so that was, I didn't go over and see it, but, I drove by and saw it he wasn't driving it around, but you could tell he had it fired up. The smoke was going. But there's actually, fairly close by, there's a threshing show. They call it a threshing show where they have this old antique farm equipment, and I think it's in July. We went to it when I was a kid. I'll have to check. We'll have to look that up and see if it's still going on. Maybe me and Dad can go over there. Well, let's see, catch up. But let's see what we got going on here. First, got all our plates and an actual book, not a poster. Yay! Not super thick. That's a little surprising. I thought this would be a chunky boy. Let's see how many pages and steps it is. So 21 steps and 33 pages. So that's not too. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I guess there's a spring or whatever there. Okay, we got a acrylic cylinder, but it's smoked. So, all right, got not quite as teeny tiny as usual screwdriver, some tweezers, and all the rods, and just a couple of hinges in there, screws. I think I saw a spring there for a second. No, that's just a screw. No, there was a couple of springs in there as well. Okay, got our battery pack and electric motor and our LED strip. Okay, our cotton, our rubber for our tires, evidently. Looks like that's our smokestack. Some more fittings and a little bit of string. Let's set these guys down and go through the. Okay, so just screws and rivets, screws, collars, sandpaper pad, screws, wax, screws, and screws. That's nothing underneath. There never is. I don't know why I keep looking. But, alright, so that's all that. Let's close that up. Set you up there and see what our plates look like. Let's see. Come on. Can never get. I always have a hard time getting them open here. There it goes. Alright. Let's see if I can, just in case I needed a litter deck, let's bring it in as close as I can. Okay. Oh, we got a red one, sandpaper, that one. Then we're down to That's E. So, oh, well, that's E, D and E. Okay. Okay, so D and E. Okay. More colorful than usual. We got the black and the red pieces. I'll just sheet separate them. I'll leave that in place. Why not? Actually, a sheet between each one, it looks like. Okay. That's our lamp post I can see already. I think they went pretty well all out on the painting and everything on this. That's different for these sets. Okay. Okay. Okay, just the painted ones got the sheets. Now we're into the plain ones. There's our operator. And and not many sheets really, think about it. But it looks, I guess it's a fairly complex build, so let's get these back out here. I move the sheets in place so I don't mess things up. Alright. But that's all our pieces and all our doodads and what's this and who's it's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off the pieces for step 1. Let's see how intricate that is. And okay, it's doing that thing again where, well, step 1's actually pretty long. No, I lost step 2. Where'd it go? No, it's not. I wonder if it's doing that thing again where it's 3 steps per page and one step is 6 pages. Flip through and see. Yeah, the steps get pretty lengthy after a while. I may have to go by page number. I'm sort of thinking. I think I will this time. Yeah, I'm going to go by page number rather than steps because, like I say, the steps are not, regular. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and pull those pieces for the first page, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Page 1, jumping right in. So, take this guy and this little teeny guy. And that's too far away, isn't it? Let's go in closer. Okay, so we're holding it. Okay, got our paint on this side, looks like. But it's not in the picture. But that's the only way to make... Yeah, that's the only way to make that shape like that. Okay. And the little guy goes up through here. And we take our light string. They're jumping right in. Gonna install our motor and the lights on the first step. First half of the first page, actually. Okay, so it looks like I'm supposed to wrap this pretty much as soon as right at the first. Have that first light right after the. Probably just 1 wrap, but I'm going to do 2. And then run the plug down through there. Yeah, that may have been overkill on that. Okay, there it goes, I think. It's locked in there, I think. And then, set you aside, bring our motor in. 7, 8. And I just realized, what's it? Oh, yeah, I didn't pull all the pieces for page 1, but I'll get there. This goes all the way on this end. You go in there, then holding it. 7 is in here. Okay, so that's where it locks around the cap. Then this one goes down from the top And this one from over here. We're all got it mounted in place. And then, okay, get the first of many accordion pieces, I believe. And this one through here. And those guys in. I think, is that right? Yeah, that side to. Yep. And around. Okay. Got that much done. Now, fit this guy on our drive shaft. There, get a hold of it, line it up properly, and this does not feel good with that accordion stuff up there. Okay, there it goes, I think. Pop that out of your... No, one of them did. Okay, that's out of place. Okay, there it went. Okay. And this guy goes on there. And I think I put it on upside down, according to the way that it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's that way. According to the picture, that little S shape goes like that. Now, haven't broke anything yet. Okay, so this guy plug goes through the same hole there. And let's see. Okay. Oh, okay, we're going here and here and here. Pressure not on the accordion piece. Okay. And now, the parts I forgot. A9. What's A9 look like? Okay. I know what I'm looking for and I still can't find. Okay, there you are. A9. Just, well, as earlier I noticed this one really thin and flimsy, but I think that's just to make the details. Then C1 and C2 should be easy to find. Yeah, there. And I'm also noticing, I don't know if I'm going to notice it now. I've noticed on the other one there was a lot of extra pieces, so that's always nice. Get these sanded down. I'll try and do a better job of pulling all the pieces next time. There's a little bit more there. There we go. Okay. Now, it says actually This guy just goes in here and down, and we lock it in there. Supposedly. There we go. And that concludes page 1. So I am going to break it down by pages rather than steps this time. I think that'll actually make it a little bit easier to follow. I'm not positive about that, but it'll be worth experimenting with, let's say, since the step length is so random. So I'll be right back with page 2. Okay, right off the bat, I just realized, well, hey, I missed sanding a spot. That's something else I just realized. But I missed both of those. All right. But I also realized that I put this on the wrong side, so I get to disassemble, which I don't think is going to be too tough. Gently give it a wiggle, and yeah, it's supposed to go on the side with the writing on it here. If I'd looked at the picture a little closer, I would have seen that. Now you back in there. And you up and it popped in place. Easier the second time. I guess when you put it on the right side, it works better. But take A1, these guys, and we're going in through this end. All around the outside there. Hopefully we'll have this cleaned up by the end of page 2. Because this is going to look very much not good. Well, there went out that thing. Let's pop these and make sure these get locked in. And I'll put that back in place. Okay. Go home. Okay. Now, take A10 first. Go straight down the middle with all these guys. Go all the way to the end, it looks like. So that's gonna... Yeah, there's a little bump there to pop it onto. Okay. That is... Now I take A11. So we're the same thing, but we're going to stop in the middle at that hole. Come on, move out of the way and to the house. There we go. Get you there, and there, and there, and there. All right. These guys. Now we take these pieces and snap them in to make, I'm assuming this is our boiler. Okay. Ooh, no. Jumping the gun. We don't do that yet. We bring our lights out first. And it goes. Okay. So we unfurl our lights. Fairly. And I run it straight through that notch and that notch, and they bring them all the way out, and then this guy locks in here, hopefully. Alright. That's okay. Now we go over here and add our slats around the edges. So they've got them labeled, so 2 and 3 and 4 all written on here where each one goes. So 2, first one I picked up. I think I'm going to put them facing in, the writing facing inside. There. And other 2. There and there. Alright, now 4. Oh, stick with the writing on the inside. Number 4. Three is the one that actually has writing for the outside. It's made in 1914. And 2. I'm just so paranoid I'm going to break these corners, these accordion things that I'm fumbling around here. And 2 more 4s. And after all that, still put that writing on the outside. Guess we'll say it doesn't really matter, but I've already started on that, so I'm going to stick with it. And other way. Alright. So I'm thinking that's going to end up being our boiler. Alright. And that concludes page 2. So I'll be right back with page 3. Okay, here we are, page 3, or well, it's actually page 5. I didn't take into account the inventory and everything, so it was actually page 2, 3, and 4 before, so now we're on to page 5. Oh well, I'll eventually learn to look at this stuff before I start talking, but I almost goofed up and didn't give y'all the joy of watching the peel on the acrylic cylinder. If I can find the end of the tape. Okay. That wasn't the greatest peel. Notice, I guess the circular makes it less interesting to me anyway. Okay, but let's jump right in and we get to mount this piece. Bring it back in a little tighter because this is small work. Okay, so it goes. Guys, go through there. Do 2 corners maybe. Yeah, they're not tight on that part, so I hope they tighten up here. And I am on the right side, correct? Nope, I was not. We got one in. That one's lined up-ish. Okay, those guys, they lined up, so the other 2 should automatically be lined up. And got that. Okay, so now we bring our original back out, and you go on here, and these two tabs go into those guys, it looks like. So run the lights all the way through. And knock that off the back side. Okay, bring those back in. Okay, there we go. So make sure to brace this before you push down on it, because it will just knock them right off. Okay. Okay, so now our acrylic cylinder goes in. And then we get D9 and A16 and E3 or G9, right there. Most of them have been labeled. Yeah, this is the only one with the broken top. So you go through here. And then, oh, what is it? Yeah, it says, it does say it goes through a side with the rivets showing. So into there. Line them up as need be. Okay. Now you go in around the cylinder into that one. Alright. Okay. Now we're working on something else. So U G7 A12 and A13. Okay, here A13, A12, oh, and G8. So, oh yeah, and A17. So, what about this guy? Okay, it goes on the next. Okay, so U. G7, U. Go through that one. Let's see, I'm trying to see how. Okay, so upside down. Now this guy. Oh no, this guy goes in the middle. That way to here. And then this guy, teardrop there, goes through on this one. Pushing in the middle to seat them in there. Now, I got, oh, and this guy, oh, this is just decoration for this one, okay. They're doing it upside down, so that's confusing me. Okay, so, yeah. So this guy's just decoration that goes on there. Okay, now I'll put you back in. Now take this one, this end, you go in there, okay, and bend down, and down, okay, let's get you guys all there, okay. Now bring our body back in place. You broke free, and you broke free. Yeah, these are not super snug fitting pieces like they usually are. So I'm thinking I may have to break down into some glue at some point if it continues in this manner. Which is surprising for a rocker set. Okay. Like that, so on this side. And then pull that out as I'm putting it in. That's amazing. Okay. Okay, maybe hold them together like that. Okay, now back to where we were. Light through the middle. Goes all the way. This way. Yeah, we got the slot down there and up there. Alright. So now, and all the way in. Yep. I think that one is. And that one is. Looks like that flange on there, so it appears to be. Yeah, I think that's as far as it goes. It looks perpendicular. And then we got this guy. After all that, goes on here. I think I saw. For a second there, I thought I saw some decoration on it, but no, it's okay. All right. And that concludes what is page 5. Cool. I think I'm going to go ahead and do page 6. It looks like that ought to be enough to get us through the rest of the day. So I'll be right back with page 6. Okay, get to build our front axle now. So I'm worried about the springs. That's going to be tricky, I think. But we start with this piece with our little filigree. There's a filigree on there. Probably not going to focus on it with all this other stuff around. There she goes. And that goes that way. And we're running our springs on with P5, which is this one. So not that many of those, just 2 of them. Alright. It says to make sure and do it spring. Bring it on in. This is teeny tiny work here. We'll make sure and put it like that, not where we're not compressing the spring down from the other side. Alright, so you go. Little Phillips. Oh. You go. Okay, they flip it on me after, but we go with it into these holes going up in this. But we're about to turn them over and go down, so that's, go figure. Can't get you there. Now we're supposed to go, okay, we are supposed to leave a little slack there so it can move around. I think I'm just going to leave them flush with the back here. So that's not have any protrusion there. That seems like a good compromise. And same thing on that one, if I can pick it up. You down into your slot. see this. Got us a little room, so let's just wiggle these around as need be. Okay. Now we take it and spin it over. And this guy and this guy. The A19's straight up through there and there. And there and there. And you go here. Okay, so that's... I'm going to... well, I was about to say I'm going to use the wax instead, but then I looked over and I've got my old Impresso with lubricant sitting right there, so I'll use it. I thought I'd put it over on the other side of the room in my toolbox, but since it's here, I'll use it because I like this stuff. Just on here. Right out of frame where y'all couldn't see any of that, but just doing this around that edge, getting both the face of it and that bushing or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now there you go. So and spin it around, make sure I get all that lube distributed. Yeah, there, good. And now take this guy, like I say, we're filigree forward. And it's going through there. Okay, then we take a little rod and two of our sleeves, caps, whatever you want to call these. I don't think I've ever actually settled on a name, what to call them, and yeah, I'm sure it's in there, I just hadn't. But one end on here. Other tools and alright. Actually, make this flush here. Now, there, get you through there and through our axle. The other side. And it's supposed to be facing that way. Now I'll put this on this end. That's okay. That's actually went on pretty nice. Now, do we snug it up or do we leave it? Do not have a good picture of it, so I don't know. I think I'm going to snug it up a little bit. About halfway on it. Like I say, there's no good picture of it after it's installed, so I'm not sure. But that seems good to me. Okay. Oh, then we put this guy on top of this. Those down onto there. Alright. Okay. Now we flip it back over here. We got these guys, and we want to make sure we got the gold stripes on the outside, not the plain side. They go on these here, here. All right. Now we take P8, 2 of them. I don't think my screwdriver is going to be small enough, so I'll use the included tiny screwdriver. Since they appear to have upgraded from this old thing. It may just be that they needed a smaller head, but I'll take the upgrade. Is it magnetic? Not stable. Nope. Okay. The picture shows it just working, going right in. Oh, and we're supposed to... Okay, we're putting the magnet over top. We're putting, not the magnets, the springs over top of it. We're not screwing through the springs. Okay. This is going to be the most irritating part of the thing. I'm going to spend 20 minutes doing this, make us an hour-long video. Okay. Yeah, it's not... There we go. Got it. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing, just sort of make it fairly flush with the bottom. And then pop the spring over that. Okay, so that's going to keep them, if I can get the other side in place, a decent amount of time. Oh, first try. Okay, and you over there. Alright, we got our front axle built. And now, all that gets mounted into our chassis. Okay, there, through all these slots through there. It says to lube them. I will, if I can't make it work fairly easily, I will. Okay, I don't guess I'm going to, because that went a whole lot easier than I thought it was going to. Sometimes better be lucky than good. But she just popped right in. That's ideal. So we got our lights there. Functioning front axle. Feels pretty good. Our boiler in place. Like I said, this back here is our, I think that's the oven. That's not what it's called, but that's where the fire goes. Is that? And that's all for page 6. So we got plug wires out that end, lights out this end, but we've got a good base in place for our steam engine. I'm pleased with it. Got our made in 1914 is surprisingly visible through the black acrylic, or smoked acrylic, I guess. And I will have to put some lube on this gear whenever the time comes to mount whatever's coming next onto it. Yeah, this one's coming together pretty nicely. I'm happy so far. I'm sure this is, this is going to look really good. I'm excited to see how this one turns out in the end. But I think that'll be enough for today. Not quite at 45 minutes by my clock, but maybe I can stretch it out with music or something later on. Maybe I'll do slow motion on something. But anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.